Welcome to Slip Lesson 108 for the 6th grade. We are looking at transformations. And as we cover this topic today, we're really looking at something that we've covered before, but we want to kind of take it to another level, I guess, is the best way to put it, as you think about how to solve transformations. Now, some of this I think is going to be a good review, and it's going to remind you of lots of things, and other things I think it's going to bring in ideas like coordinate planes and stuff like that, and seeing how transformations can work in that way also. All right, let's take a look at what we're doing. First of all, we have our three main types of transformations. We've got rotations, where you have a fixed point and things are pivoting on that point. Right? You have reflection, where you have a line of reflection. It can be horizontal, can be vertical, and it reflects completely over that line. And then you also have translation, where you have one shape just slides. I think that's the word we can also put there, is the idea of sliding from one step to the next. All right. Now, in terms of understanding transformations, transformations really help us understand the idea of shapes being congruent, and how to test to see if are they really congruent shapes. So if you could actually look at a piece of paper and you could actually physically move these, right, and move it in a way that works, is it actually congruent, or does it just look similar, right? But by looking at this idea, we can, let's put that back there, we can help us understand what is going on here. Right, so how did polygon A transform to polygon B, right? So which of these techniques are being used? And sometimes you can really, there's a lot of different things that you could use here to talk about how things are changing. Right, the easiest thing would be, okay, we definitely have a rotation of some kind, and I'm not sure if I moved it back to the right spot, if it started here or if it started here. But either way, right, if it's down here, okay, then we would have had to, right, translate it over and up a little bit to make it match what is going on there, right? You could also talk about the idea of, you know, if this is here, you could talk about the idea of a reflection, right? Reflect it over, right? So it, right, two spaces here, so two spaces here. So our points are the same, and then we did a second reflection to make it flip from the arrow going up to arrow going down, right? Different things like that. All right, so we have that example. Right? We have another example here, right? How does A move to B, right? And looking at these different things. Now, we don't have numbers here in our coordinate plane, right? But we could, right? We could talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And when you're working with the coordinate plane, then you could talk about, okay, this is point A, right? Sorry, that's triangle A at, right, 3 over, just like that. And the question is when we get to this same point over here, right? Obviously, we're at going 10 across and 0 up. Right, our xy. So as we're looking at that relationship, we can say, okay, how does this point move from 3, 3 to 10, 10? All right. And there's a couple different things. Now you could really get super mathematical and talk about, okay, well, it's moving 7 to the right, right? 7 units to the right, and then 3 units down, right? Right. So that's going to get our 10. That's going to get our 0. And so how would these terms then apply to that? Right? You're going to have to do a little bit of rotation. Not really reflection, definitely some translation in there once again, right? To make it go this way and then to turn it and slide it back down. So here's your sample problem. Think about, really what I would challenge you to do here is think about, are there different ways to do this, right? Are there different ways to get A to B, right? Can you think about using reflection? Can you think about rotation? Can you find more than one way that A moves to B? And that's what I have for you today as you think about this. right? So the samples that you're seeing here definitely are going to guide you in moving it. Obviously, what you see in the book is going to appear slightly different, right? But you have some different ideas, right? Using those terms, understanding how coordinates can come together. Also, this idea here, right? What if you reflected across an imaginary line? It's not exactly on one of the sides of the shape like that. Um, that's lesson 108. Enough said. Quit talking. Just stop the video. All right, I'm done.